Now we're going to connect the fretboard a bit more smoothly. We're going to use anchor to anchor mapping to let us walk through the scale instead of leaping all the time. And this is going to help us improvise in minor scale and help us flow naturally. The anchor connections in C minor are exactly the same as major, just with different notes in between the anchor points. And just to refresh our memory, the anchor points that we have are low E string that we could go down to D string. And that's 2 strings down and 2 frets forward. I could also take the low E string, pair with G string, and that will be 3 strings down and 3 frets backwards. And I could imagine the A string as the anchor, moving towards the G string. In that case, it's 2 strings down, 2 frets forward. And then that A string anchor, I could work towards the B string anchor. In that case, 3 string down, 2 frets backward. If I have the D string as the anchor, I could go towards the B string, which would be 2 strings down, 3 frets forward. And the D string, I could also go towards the high E string, which means 3 strings down, 2 frets backward. And lastly, I could have the G string as the anchor going towards the high E string. That would be 2 strings down, 3 frets forward. These are your landmarks. The scale are just the roads in between. In minor, these roads will take you through a little darker neighborhoods. So let me help us map this out in C minor. I'll go ahead and take you through starting with low E string going towards the D string. And I'll walk you through the fingering as while we're at it. Starting with the low E string, fret 8, using my first finger. Then ring finger is fret number 10. Then pinky is on fret 11. Go ahead and switch string, fret number 8, using first finger. Then ring finger is 10 on the A. Then pinky on the 11th fret. Switch string to D string, using first finger, I got fret number 8. And finish with ring finger on fret number 10. Okay, here's all together, back and forth. All right, moving on, here's low E string going towards the G string as the anchor. I'll start with pinky on fret number 8 on the low E. Switching to A string, 5th fret with your first finger. Middle finger is 6th fret. Pinky is fret number 8. Switch to D string, first finger on 5th fret. Middle finger is on 6th fret. Pinky is on fret number 8. Then finish with G string, 5th fret with your first finger. Here's all together. All right, moving on, let's have A string going towards G string. I'll start with the first finger on 3rd fret A, ring finger on 5th fret, pinky on 6th fret, switch to D string, 3rd fret with your first finger, ring fingers on 5th fret, pinky on the 6th fret, switch to G string, 3rd fret with your first finger, then finish with ring finger on fret number 5. Here's all together. All right, moving on, A string going towards B string. This one will involve open string, starting with A string 3rd fret with the ring finger, then open D string, then first finger on 1st fret D, ring fingers on 3rd fret D, then here's open G string, 1st finger on 1st fret G, ring finger on 3rd fret G, then finish with 1st fret B string. Here's all together. Here's the same anchor points, but without the open string. So I'll go ahead and move up to the higher frets here, starting on 15th fret A string with the pinky. Let's go D string, 12th fret with your 1st finger. Then middle finger goes 13th fret D. Pinky is on 15th fret D. Switch to G string, 12th fret with your 1st finger. Middle finger is on 13th fret G. Pinky on the 15th fret G. And finish with 1st finger on 13th fret B. Here's all together. All right, moving on to D string, going towards the B string. I'll start with 1st finger on 10th fret D. Ring finger is on 12th fret D. Pinky is on 13th fret D. Switch to G string. I got 1st finger on 10th fret. And then ring finger on 12th fret. Pinky on 13th fret. Switch to B string, 11th fret with your 1st finger. And finish with ring finger on 13th fret, B string. Here's all together. Moving on, here is D string going towards the high E string, starting with the pinky on D string, 10th fret. Switch to G string with your 1st finger, 7th fret. Middle finger on 8th fret. Pinky on 10th fret. Move to B string, 8th fret with your 1st finger. Middle finger on 9. Pinky on 11th fret. Then finish with high E string, 8th fret with your 1st finger. Here's all together. Lastly, here is G string moving towards the high E string. I'll start with the G string 5th fret. Ring finger on 7th fret G. Pinky on 8th fret G. 1st finger 6th fret B. Middle finger is on, ring fingers on 8th fret B. Pinky on 9th fret B. Switch to high E string, 1st finger on fret 6, and finish with ring finger on fret 8. Here's all together. And those are all the anchor points you could play C minor scale in. Here, there's no slides or vibrato yet. Just clean connection. Similar to major scale, when we play minor scale, horizontal playing shows you the intervals, but it's not always practical to leap 7 or 8 frets. And anchor to anchor is like walking through a neighborhood. The same information, but easier to access and smoother phrasing. In the major scale, we use the SpongeBob motif, which had the interval 1, 7, 1, 2, 1. And in C major, that translated to C, B, C, D, C. And that sounded playful and bright. And in minor, we're going to change the intervals to 1, flat 7, 1, 2, and 1. And in C minor, that's C, B flat, C, D, and C. So here I'll demonstrate the motif in C major. And in C minor. You hear the difference? It's the same motif, but just a little bit heavier and darker. Move this motif through the neighborhoods to see how it transforms in minor. Once the motif feels solid, you could start adding expression. To give you an idea, I could hammer on from first degree into the third degree. I could pull off from 2 to 1. I could slide into a root note. And I could bend into the flat 3. I could also bend into the flat 7. And you could always add vibrato on anchor notes like C, E flat, G, and really any notes. So definitely use those expression techniques. When you get to the close skill practice for this lesson, see if you could connect the anchor points cleanly with alternate picking. And see if you could play the SpongeBob motif with the intervals being 1, flat 7, 1, 2, 1 in each neighborhood as you go through. And when you get to the open skill practice, use the backing track. With the 2-minute backing track, you could take the first minute to play through the anchor to anchor connections with alternate picking, really focusing on clean playing. And in the second minute, you could use the SpongeBob motif and play them all across the neighborhood. And feel free to experiment for yourself, create your own motif using especially those expression techniques. To wrap up this lesson, here are the assignments. Start with mapping C minor scale anchor to anchor. Play through the SpongeBob motif across each neighborhood. Then with the backing track, see if you could take the positions and make musical phrase out of them, or create your own motif with expression techniques. This is the same roads as major, but the houses look and feel a little bit darker. And that's the sound of minor.